can see it's lost in the memory. August slipped away in the morning time. Cause you were never mine. And I can see it's twisted bed sheets. August slipped away through all the wine. Cause you were never mine.
I want to talk about the fact that I haven't brushed my hair. So I just thought, I don't want to read it. Let the MASH gods decide my reading future. No, I knew. Can I just film like this? Hi, I'm Lizzie and this is Lizzie Reads, and welcome to my August TBR game video. Now you might be thinking, Lizzie, it's August, why are you wearing your hoodie? Why do you look like that? It's because it's fucking raining. It's raining and the weather's bad and I wanted to be cozy. We're at a terrible angle, you're slightly lower than my eyesight. It's a bit weird, but I thought we'd switch things up. You know, you can't tell that I'm even under here with my lovely big hoodie on. First of all, welcome, hello. First of all, I want to talk about the fact that I haven't brushed my hair and my failure of a July TBR. Let's talk about that, shall we? I read 6 books in July and only one of them was on my TBR. So the books not off my TBR I read were Go Deep and Deeper by Rosie Adams. These are romance novel. They're kind of like novellas, I think. Yeah, they're quite short and they were really fun, really sweet, really good, about their like best friends to lovers romance. And then I read Snowflake by Nia Forrester, and this is about a couple of college students who get snowed in over winter and they're complete opposites, but it's freezing and they're the only ones on campus over Christmas, so they spend time together. Or is it Thanksgiving? Might be Thanksgiving. We decide to spend some time together and how it goes from there. I read 2 manga volumes, I Hear the Sunspot and I Hear the Sunspot Theory of Happiness. This is about it's a male romance about a young boy who hasn't got very much money and starts to sort of take notes for a deaf student in class because they can earn money through that, or they get paid, but basically the deaf student gives him lunch for it and he takes notes so he doesn't make sure he doesn't miss anything in his lectures, and that was really sweet and really fun. And the only book from my TBR MASH game, so I found my very first month of TBR MASH, that I read was The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang, and this is about Rin, who goes to this, is an orphan of the Poppy War, but she got the second Poppy War I think, but she goes to this elite sort of military training school against all odds, and this is very fun. I really enjoyed it. It's a bit brutal, it moves very quickly, it's very fast paced, but I've got a whole reading blog which actually hasn't gone up yet. Once that's gone up, that's coming up shortly after this video. I thought I'd get this video up first. Yeah, this is one that I did read, and the reason I thought I'd talk about these in my TBR MASH video is because at the moment I'm just not into filming wrap-ups. I can never get through them, so I thought I would just talk about them here. And the Poppy War was for my... What prompt was that for? The Poppy War was one I got from Mina Reads, a recommendation from Mina Reads' YouTube channel. I'll link down below because she was my booktuber of the month. I also did try to read Angel Maid by Garth Nix, which was my MASH prompt. I think it was S. And I DNF'd it at 23 pages because I just wasn't feeling it. Really wasn't feeling it at all. So I thought, oh, I'm not going to bother. I'm just not going to bother. So I just thought, I don't want to read it. I DNF'd really early, which I don't normally do, but I could just tell that I wasn't going to get into it and the writing style just wasn't for me. I may potentially try something else by Garth Nix, but this is not it. And then I did start The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. However, I just didn't make any progress in it. And this was my newest book on your TBR prompt. and I didn't read any more of A Short History of Nearly Everything by Bill Bryson. This is the I had already previously started it prior to this month, so I didn't actually make any progress on this. I just didn't want to read it. I probably should DNF it or like get rid of it or something. And then in terms of Rhapsodic, I didn't even pick it up, so that's no good. So normally I think going ahead I am going to do a punishment if I haven't started or if I'm not making progress in a book by the end of the month. I think if I've got a certain amount, I've got like a little idea of punishments going forwards, but I haven't implemented it into this month because I think that I'm going to just give myself the month off to get used to it, to get used to having a strict TBR again, and I think that going forwards I can sort of make things work a little bit better. And what I've decided to do is to include the books that I didn't read off my TBR from last month on as my MASH books for this month. So MASH is a childhood game that I used to play, which kind of decides your future, and it's going to let the MASH gods decide my reading future. I have already played, so I do know what books I'm reading. I've already started one of them. So, you know, I'm doing progress because it's August the 1st today. You may see this tomorrow on August the 2nd, but that's pretty good going for me, hopefully, fingers crossed. So the MASH books are going to be A Short History of Nearly Everything by Bill Bryson, The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet, Rhapsodic, and then also I'm going to add in Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief, because I did say in my last video that I wanted to read this, and I only didn't read 3 official books on my MASH TBR, but I'm going to include Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. I'm also going to lay out all of my cards, and I've already filmed that clip. So shall we get into the video? Do you want to see what happened? How my month went? How my reading month's going to go? I bet you do. Okay, so the cards have been dealt now to see what is what, but for my MASH books, just a reminder, we have Percy Jackson and Lightning Thief as M, The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet as A Short History of Nearly Everything by Bill Bryson as S, and H is Rhapsodic by author name on the screen because I've forgotten once again. So I'm just gonna get my dice and then get rolling. Yeah, so we've got the MASH books, and then for our bookkeeper prompts we've got Average Reader, Chasing Pages, Irish Reader, JD Rowe Reads. For the general prompt we've got fantasy, classic, romance, science fiction as well. One of my hairs has got down here. And then for the length we've got 150 to 300, we've got even number 500 plus long. And then for this, the general prompt category, we have oldest, reread, scribs, and then free pass. So let's see what we can come up with this month. Can you officially on record give me a number between 1 and 10, please?
Me?
Yeah.
6.
Okay, thank you. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Reread's gone. Rhapsodic's gone. Romance is gone. Scribd gone. Irish reader gone. One, two. Long gone. Yay! Although 500 plus is still quite long. 1, 2, 5, 6. Yay! I've got Jade from Jade Reads, so I'm going to go and pick one of her favourite books to read, which is really exciting because a lot of the books that I've read, that I've got from her channel, I've really liked. And I got a free pass for my normal prompt, which means I can read anything. No, I knew as soon as I saw this, I knew it was going to be classic. So I have to read a classic this month. Fuck. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. And I've got to read a 500 plus page book. Great, fantastic. And that's Percy Jackson. So my prompts this month are Percy Jackson, Jodie Reed's favourite book, a classic, a 500 plus page book, and then a free pass. So it's quite good but also quite bad at the same time. Fantastic. So first of all, my first prompt was M. So I got M, which is Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief, which is one that I've really wanted to read, and spoiler alert, I've already started it. I won't tell you what I'm thinking though, because I'm going to do a vlog. So that's my M books. That's my first book of the month. And then my booktuber prompt was JD Ray Reads. I was really excited about this because there is sort of two key sort of things that I associate with JD Ray Reads, and that is Sebastian de Castell and V.E. Schwab. And I was looking, and both Schwab and Castell's books are on Scribd, which is great because I'm not sure if I'm going to like them, so I don't want to purchase anything yet, and they're not ones like I was considering purchasing, so I'm not going to purchase them until I've utilised my Scribd subscription. And I was debating between the two of them, and then I decided that I think I'm going to read A Dark Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab, because I wanted to read Schwab for the longest time. I've only, recently sort of caught on to wanting to read anything by Sebastian de Castell, and I think A Dark Shade of Magic seems like the most interesting of the series, so of the sort of books that she's got out, and I'm definitely not reading Addie LaRue. Because I just don't think it's for me. I really am not appreciating this lighting, this angle, but I'm here in my... Can I just film like this? Do you think this will be alright? I look like I'm sitting in my wardrobe. It's just an... Oh, this is really annoying. For God's sake. I didn't know that was there. I hadn't noticed. I wonder if you hadn't either. Let me know if you're watching this. I'm gonna have to get up. I'm gonna have to stand up. That's annoying. Yeah, so that's my J. Reads booktuber prompt. Then the dreaded prompt, the worst prompt that could have come up. Oh, classic. Came up for my genre prompt, and I don't know, I didn't know what I was going to read, but I think, see, this is very loose because I don't actually have any physical classic books on me. However, I could read Emma by Jane Austen, because I've read Pride and Prejudice and I liked it. I love Pride and Prejudice. Pride and Prejudice is like one of my favourite books. However, I studied that in class, hated it when I read it the first time, then read it again a few years later, loved it, and I've read it a few times since and really enjoyed it. So in that vein, the next published Jane Austen book is Emma. And that's obviously classics available anywhere, so I may read that in ebook. I do have a physical copy somewhere at home, and I do have to do some dog sitting for my parents, so I may read it then. I don't know. But I will read probably a Jane Austen, unless something else magically occurs to me. I don't have any Daphne du Maurier that I want to read at the moment. So, however, for my pages prompt, I got 500 plus pages, and I did have some books that are smaller than this one, because this one is in fact 648 pages, but I am going to read Royal Assassin by Robin Hobb, because I really enjoyed Assassin's Apprentice, and I don't want to leave it too long before reading the sequel, because I read Assassin's Apprentice in June, so it's now been a month. I've had a month break, and I would quite like to read this pretty early on in the month, because I'd like to, I don't want to buy the books ahead, because I don't want to have too many of them loitering around before I finish them, but I would, so I'm not actually sure how much. The angle is very different and it's a little bit annoying, but I couldn't get it exactly right as it was before. My memory ran out for some bizarre reason, and I just had to clear my recycling bin on my phone. Boring, did you want to know that? No, you bloody did not. Anyway, as I was saying, I want to keep in the flow of reading the Robin Hobb books, because I really like them, and this is a chunky one, so I'll probably read part physical, part audio and script, which is good. So yeah, that's my one. And then next we have Free Pass, so that's pretty good, because I don't have to decide, I can just read whatever I want. However, I'm going to impose some restrictions on myself, and I'm going to say that I want it to be a physical book for my shelves, which should be quite easy because I bought 4 books today. You shall see that in a vlog coming soon. But I bought some books, even though I said I wasn't going to buy anything till I finished my TBR. I won't buy anything else now till I finish my TBR. Yes, so this is a free pass. Read whatever. So actually, my TBR is looking much better this month, because I had just, all I have is Percy Jackson and Lightning Thief, Royal Assassin, A Dark Shade of Magic, and then Emma by Jane Austen. Now Emma is probably going to be the one that's going to be daunting the most, so I think I might start Emma as soon as possible to try and get it out of the way, and hopefully I'll really enjoy it. I mean, I'm not going to force myself to read it if I don't want to. Yes, that's that. This is my TBR. Welcome to the video. Thank you for watching. I don't know why I'm talking like this. I'm actually starting to get a little bit hot. I'm kind of regretting wearing my hoodie, even though it's pissing down out there. Bloody weather. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you soon. Goodbye. Now let's talk about my genres. And I didn't really see myself as a romance reader until this year, which is a shame. It's a crying shame.